You want to get to the pro level, but you're consistently going to big countries. You're on this YouTube channel because you're an undiscovered talent. You don't have a massive background, you don't have a massive highlight video and CV. So what you're doing is you're trying to go to international academies and bigger countries and trying to get to the pro level. And I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not the right way to go professionally. Yes, it's possible, but it's not the best and the smartest way. You've come to the right channel and the right YouTube video. So what I suggest you do is sit down, have a pen and a paper, start taking some notes, and I'll walk you through exactly how to get your first professional contract in a small country. The truth is, whether you want to believe it or not, the football industry is a business. Why are you going to go to a massive country like England, Spain, or Germany when they have so much local talent? The market is saturated. What you need to do is you need to start thinking of football from a business sense, which is what I started to learn a bit too late. I learned it at 29 years old when I was building my first professional football club, and it was absolutely too late. If I had this advice at 18, 19 years old, I could be at the top level. So what I suggest you do is you start thinking of football as a blue and red ocean, right? You have red oceans like Spain, Germany, England, Portugal, these top countries with top talent with unbelievable academies. Then you have smaller countries, specifically in Eastern Europe. Take countries, for example, like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Kosovo, some of the Balkan countries, Slovenia. These countries aren't stacked with big time talent, so it's an ultimate advantage for you to go over there. Let me break down the football business in 3 simple ways. Clubs want to make money and want to save money. Agents want to make money on commissions, and coaches want to keep their jobs. So if you're an undiscovered talent, a lot of coaches, a lot of agents, and a lot of clubs are not going to want to take a risk on you. So what you need to do is you need to discover what your unique advantage is, what your X factor is. Once you find that out, you will be able to tackle these blue oceans of the countries I mentioned previously. So my simple question to you is, after I broke down those 3 simple truths about the football business, is why would a Spanish, German, or English club bring you in when they have so much local talent? Plus, as a foreign player, you cost so much more money. And one thing that's also not considered very often is, if you're a foreign player, you're generally going to stay there for 1, 2, maybe 3 years. But the guys who rise up through the academy are going to be loyal to the club. They'll either stay there for a couple years or always come back and be an ambassador for the club by getting more players to the club. So if you're not 2 times better than the players the club has, what's the reason of them signing you? So what myself and my team has consistently seen after hopping on thousands of calls with undiscovered players is a lot of the players are going on one-way tickets to England, to Spain, to Germany, and they don't end up signing a professional contract. And after their 3-month free visa stay is up, they go back to the US and they lose hope. What either ends up happening is they play semi-pro or UPSL, or they end up hanging up the boots. Since you're watching this video, I don't want you to do the same. I want you to take a different approach than the rest of them. I've always been the same. I don't follow the 99. If there are 100 people, 99 go this way, I'm the one that goes the other way. Since you're watching the video and you follow RicFit, you better be that one. So obviously I've been talking about smaller countries, and you're here saying, okay, Rick, what are the countries that I should go to? So obviously it depends on a number of things. Obviously, if you don't have a European passport, there's a lot of things to think about. What I would think about is countries like Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Generally, they're a bit looser on their foreign player rules. I would also think of countries like Iceland, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Iceland, Sweden are generally better on foreigners. Norway and Denmark are generally tough. And then you can also think of Finland as another country for you. Other than that, I would recommend checking out Slovenia, Slovakia, Malta, the Faroe Islands, and Gibraltar. So obviously I just listed those countries. Now you're gonna ask me, why do smaller markets actually help guys like yourself get to the pro level? Basically what it's gonna allow you to do is it's gonna get you experience. Not just worldly experience, but it's gonna actually allow you to get into a new training environment, which is gonna hopefully allow you to get more minutes. Your most important asset as a footballer is minutes on the pitch. If you don't have minutes on the pitch, you can do all the training you want, it does not matter. That's one thing that I struggled with when I was younger. I was consistently training to become the best player, but what would happen was I was consistently overtraining, training too much, and then when match day came around, I wasn't fresh enough. So this is my advice to you. It's so much more important to train smarter than harder. Yes, obviously you want to train hard, but you need to train in the proper way. Other than the reasons I just said, this is gonna allow you to really build your CV. It's gonna allow you to actually play on real football pitches instead of playing on American football pitches in the US. Trust me, I've heard so many coaches say, hey Eric, I mean, what's the level like in the US? I mean, these guys are playing on American football pitches. You can literally see the yard lines. It looks absolutely unprofessional. What this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you actual professional looking video. So if you're to work with us, I would actually be able to market you. It's very hard for me to market guys who have video on American football pitches. The other thing is it's gonna allow you a pathway up. There's been so many stories of players going up the ranks in the countries I just mentioned. It's unimaginable. So all you really need to do is you need to 100% say, I'm willing to do this. And I call this the 5-year rule. Give yourself 5 years to consistently listen to your boy RicFit and do whatever it takes to get to the professional level and have no backup plan at all. What I've seen is a lot of players who have backup plans and have master's degrees on the line or are still studying. So what I would suggest for you is to be 100% all in and have no turning back. So if this is your turning point, mark it down right now, write the date, and then write into Google, what is 5 years from now? And that's the step you're going to take to get to the next level. So now you're gonna ask me, Rick, what do I actually need to get into these markets? Even though I've said it's easier to get into these markets, it's still very tough to be a professional footballer and step on any pitch in a foreign land. So you're gonna need to bring something different. You're gonna need to bring elite level fitness, elite level physicality overall, elite level leadership. You're gonna have to have a proper looking CV, at least 2 to 3 minutes of a high quality highlight video. And then when you show up, you're gonna have to be 1.5 to 2 times better than what the club has. When you get there, you're gonna need to show your value in the locker room and on the pitch. Because one of the biggest things that I've seen is foreigners going into clubs and changing the overall vibe. So instead of doing your own thing time and time again, include yourself in the team. Play 2-touch with the guys, do warm up with the guys. Don't do your own thing. Show the coach, show the club that you can actually assimilate into the environment. Because if you're always doing your own thing, they're gonna say, why do we need this guy Rick anyways? He's not some absolute Ronaldo that we're just gonna sign him. You gotta show that you obviously have that X factor and you actually can stand out when it needs to, but you also need to be able to fit in. I always say fit in first and then stand out. So what I recommend there is fit in with the culture, fit in with the club, do what the coach wants, and then when time comes, you can show what your strengths are. So now you're gonna say, Rick, you just gave me all that advice. How do I practically get into these nations? First thing I recommend is building your professional player portfolio. So step 1 is build your professional player portfolio. What I mean by that is have a proper CV/resume, have a proper highlight video, and then have an introduction message that you're gonna send to clubs, agents, scouts, whatever you need to do. Step number 2, make sure your gym work and all your physical stuff is in line. Make sure you have a proper nutrition plan, proper recovery plan, proper stretching plan, and proper injury prevention plan. Then when you're fully ready with that, you gotta dive into your tactics and mental toughness. And then when you're ready with that, you're ready to go. Step 3, you gotta come up with your networking plan. You have to do research on transfer market, you have to do research on Soccer Way, reach out to old teammates, reach out to old friends, and do some old school networking to get some contacts in those countries. Step number 4, once all that's done, you need to properly package that, message the right people, and make sure you get in touch at the right time. Step number 5, you have to be willing to travel and willing to risk it all. The way you do that is by completely making yourself financially free and location free. The way you do that is actually getting yourself a remote job. Instead of being stuck in your 9 to 5, search for ways to get your remote job for yourself so you can travel and actually chase your dream and you're not held back by anything. Step number 6, build momentum. Get into the team, get minutes, continue to build up your CV, continue to build up your highlight video, and try to get up the leagues. The best thing I would recommend for you to do is get in contact with the right person, the right mentor, agent, scout, coach. Show them how good you are, how good of a person you are on and off the pitch, and I guarantee someone will help you. If those steps sound way too overwhelming and way too confusing, we can do all that for you. We have something called the Pro Player Launchpad. The Pro Player Launchpad goes through all those things I just talked about in depth and has helped hundreds of players get to the pro level, including my guy, Lulsegeld, who just signed his first professional contract at 21 years old after playing community college.
I signed my first professional contract in Armenia, and I want to thank Rick for just providing me the opportunity to go to a foreign country in an actual trial and just answering any questions that I had at the time.
Obviously, you would probably write him off. Tons of other people would write him off, but we believed in him. After working with him for 5 months, we sent him over to Armenia. He trialed with 3 different clubs and signed his first pro deal. If you think that you can also do the same, click the link below in the bio, fill out the quiz, and you'll hop on a free 15-minute interview with my team. Make sure you're as descriptive as possible and detailed as possible because we get hundreds of requests each and every day from players wanting to work with us. So I'm not here to sell you dreams. Let's be absolutely upfront with you. Going to these countries, signing your first pro contract is not gonna be pretty and glamorous like you see on Instagram. You're not gonna be wearing a Rolex right away and driving a Ferrari right away. Essentially what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be sharing a house with teammates, you're gonna be sharing a car, you're gonna be getting not the best and most glamorous meals, and generally you're gonna be making anywhere from $300 to $1,000 per month. There's actually a stat that was just put out, 50% of professional players make $1,000 or less per month. So trust me, it's not as sexy as it looks on Instagram. That's why I said at the beginning of the video, you need to make sure you're all in on this because it's not as pretty as it sounds or looks. But you know what? That's the price of entry. The reward is huge. Get yourself into the right market, build the right contacts, build up your CV, build up your highlight video, and continue to develop as a player and a person, and you'll be way on your way to the highest level you can possibly play at. So to sum it all up, stop going to the bigger countries. Stop chasing the Spains, the Englands, and the Germanys. Yes, it's possible to make it there, but I'm telling you, it's way harder than you think it is. Instead, go to a smaller country, be a big fish in a small pond, and then you can build yourself up. Build up your CV, build up your contacts, build up your network, build up your on-field and off-field ability, and then you'll be way on your way to reaching your ultimate potential as a footballer. As I said before, if you need someone to do all this for you and get you results and get you guaranteed trials, we're here for you. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go through our 6-month program, prove to us that you're worth it for us to represent you at a club, and then we'll send you to a club that is actually looking for a player like you in the position that they need. Stop going to these open trials with hundreds of players. You need to do this yourself or work with us. The way you do that is fill the link out down below in the bio. Then we'll hop on a free 15-minute interview. My team will see if you're the right fit to work with us, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this has been value-packed. I think it's been the best video or one of the best videos we've ever done. Let me know down below in the comments what you think and make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Deuces. And if you want to learn more about how to get to the professional level and how to optimize your life as a footballer, click these 2 videos here. See you soon.